I'm gonna be honest with you. I actually don't want to be here. I don't know why. It's like that feeling that you get when you join the meeting, you chill on your PC, you start your PC, you have like an early morning meeting, and you think, and just like an hour ago, you were thinking to yourself, maybe I should take a day off today. Just do nothing. Then you get into the meeting and you fool yourself into believing that you're ready, only to end up being there, and then you realize I don't want to be here anymore. And then your whole day is basically on a whole different timeline. But now that I'm here, well, welcome everyone. Sorry I've been gone for so long. Again, I'm trying my best to get the scheduling things solidified because there's more things I want to do with you all, the party games, and those only work if I can convince people to stop bothering me, which is good. Thankfully, the only person that I will be bothered by, well, in the coming weeks is myself. So basically, now I have a fairly consistent schedule for the rest of the month. Thank God, I've done my obligations for the month. They can handle it themselves. Okay. We had a good dinner with the family. Just hung out with the family. Touched a lot of grass. There was a lot of grass in between where we had to go and where we want to eat. And boy, oh boy, do I never want to touch grass ever again. The heat wave is actually insane this year, and I'm starting to realize something. Right, I was having this discussion with my buddy when we were in a call, and I remember saying to him, because he said something about not caring about the straws, because he was like, I don't want the paper straws, I want the plastic straws, and I was like, buddy, your child is gonna grow up in this world where there is like there's too much heat, all the ice caps have melted, everything's going to shit because you wanted a plastic straw instead of a paper straw, which is also not true because technically the corporations spend way more time emitting things versus the people, but I digress. I was like, you are the reason why your daughter is going to grow up in a bad place. I didn't say it as like strikingly. It was much more comedic, but I can't remember how I said it at the time, but it sounded funny. but it was like, but his face did kind of like scare me because his face was like a mixture of like, he found it funny, but also there was this hint of like, wait a minute, he's right. And I was like, wait a minute, you like you've never thought about this? I'm like, I swear we've had conversations about this. It was like a realization dawned over his face, and I was like, I don't know if I don't know if this is good. But you know what? Hey, at least it's really good for the plants. The plants seem to really enjoy the heat. I actually wonder what is going to happen to plants if the heat ever gets so high that they can't do anything. Because like, there's high enough heat that like cars melt or like bikes melt, and we've seen that in a couple of places here and there across the world where it gets so hot that eventually, things left outside will melt. I mean, basic plastic already melts within a normal summer heat from 10 years ago. Like, it was such a common occurrence that everyone was told, don't leave CDs outside. Don't leave because people used to have like CDs in their car and they would just leave it there in order to play it in their car. Because actually, yeah, well, why did cars used to have CD players? That was a very dumb feature, actually. Because when was Bluetooth made? When iPod released. Okay, when Bluetooth made. When music Bluetooth quality good. Okay, well, 1999 is when Bluetooth was made. So there's a very good chance that for a very long time we didn't need CDs within the cars. Because I will say this, that was probably the worst idea I've ever seen before. You have a thing that will eventually melt away. You have a thing that needs to be kept in basically perfect conditions to still work, right? It's like, because CDs and discs are like hard drives that you can't enclose within a structure to prevent them from dying. But when you would leave them out in the car and you'd play them in the car. Anyways, even back then, it was already a problem because you would just lose all your CDs outside if you left them outside, if you were too lazy to bring them back and forth, if you just wanted to be able to play music in your car, right? But nowadays, holy moly, it's actually absurd now. I'm surprised that all of our cars haven't melted yet, which is crazy that I just said that because that sort of doxes the fact that I have one car. But basically, it's like I would have expected things to have just slowly melted away yesterday based on the heat wave, and it's been like this for the past month or two. And it's like, if this is the peak of this year, what's the peak of next year? I'm further vindicated in my choice to never touch grass. But yeah, that's why I was gone. Sorry about that. Took a very long time for me to come back. It was fun though because spent a lot of time. Actually, you know what's crazy? The people who were roast to the most are your family. Which is to say, boy, do they have a lot to say about my stuttering. Today we're going to be doing some interesting things. One, we're going to be playing Deltarune. There's a Deltarune fan game, which is based off that shitty meme that popped up out of nowhere. I don't know how this meme has spread so far that even I know about it, because I've never heard of this character in my life. Like, I've never seen these things in my life. But it's a meme of him running over his child or something in a car, or like some. It's a dude who runs over a child in a car, and so we're gonna try this out. We're gonna see how far this one goes, because this is not the same fan game that we played last time of us trying to run down Mrs. Skeleton Man, Sans. Apparently, that it's such a funny thing for like it's such a funny concept that multiple people have made it somehow, and multiple people have created this style of gameplay, which is you driving your car, running down people, and they don't know why, necessarily. After that, we're actually going to be checking out some Tower Networking Inc., because I wanted to slow day today. As you can probably tell, I'm not really into it. In a way, it's like, I wanted to play games. On the other hand, I also didn't want to, like, not necessarily talk too much. So Tower Networking Inc. is presumably the best of both worlds, where you do the networking, and then you don't need to talk much because you're too busy thinking. It's sort of like the best of both worlds. I also actually need to talk about some music as well. I won't play it here because the music is a little much. The music is a little bit too much in my mind. It's at least for stream, I don't think it's gonna appeal very well unless we're playing something like Straftat, or I don't know, like Quake. But it's probably one of the best songs I've heard so far recently. There's a song artist that we learned from going to wplace.live. Actually, I can pull it up now, because I'm actually really close to where we found it. Also, there's a lot more titties all of a sudden. Why are there so many more titties in wplace.live? There are so many more titties. How do I get? Where is the tab? Am I blind? Don't answer that. Probably am. There we go. There are so many more titties all of a sudden today. There's a dude who's jacking off. Is that Adam Sandler? Adam Sandsler. Oh, wait, what? Sans Undertale. He has a stupid blue eye thing. Okay, so you have Adam Sandler. There's a lot more things going on. Where Get Gianni? Where's that giant titty thing that just? Oh, here we go. So there's a lot of Canadian love at the moment. There's pretty boy boobs. There's a lot of something's going on with Tim Hortons has attacked. What the fuck is this? Is that not again? Is that not a Genshin Impact character? Isn't her name like Hu Tao or something, or what? What? Amber? What? Who is this? Why is she Goon? Okay, Tim Hortons. Okay, clearly the moderation doesn't sometimes work. But we're also getting lost. Sorry. Where is the thing that I was looking at last time? Where is the? There's something that I was looking at last time. There was here. No. Okay, we're getting closer. I think this is getting closer. Here we go. Fentanyl. Okay. Yes, and then the big titties down here somewhere. That's also I think fentanyl. The Mario Kart. Where's the big titty? I think the big titty got deleted. They deleted the big titty, but they haven't removed the very, very obvious sexy character that's just there with her vagina out. What happened to the big titty character? It was such a good. Is it a pony? There's a pony. Where's the big titty character? Why is she naked? What is this place? What is this? Sorry, we're getting lost again. But yeah, the fentanyl music, that is actually crazy good. So it's an artist. I found out after searching up. It's the name of an artist, and boy oh boy, is that artist really, really good at what they do. It's I don't know how to explain it other than it's the type of music that you would only hear within a club. It's not the type of music that you would hear elsewhere. Like it's the type of music that you would hear in this scene, basically. Goths dancing under bridge. It's basically this music, which combined with this background track is actually fucking funny. Right? So Fentanyls music is actually distinctly made for this scene. All of their music is made for the scene. But it's not just noise. What I've noticed is that, hello, sexy. Hello, chat. You're getting parasocial. Uh, you're getting way too parasocial there, Eddie. Sure, we streamed together a couple times. Sure, we've played games. Sure, we talk offline. Sure you've joined the like chat segments. Sure, you've been in chat. But you're getting way too parasocial. Is it parasocial to call someone sexy? I don't know. I say yes though because you've never had sex with them, and I feel like calling somebody sexy, you have to at least know what they are in a sex capacity. You know what I mean? Does that make sense? Like, how do you know that someone is truly sexy unless they're completely naked? Like, you could see somebody with a curvature, sex-like. You know that I'm a sex god. This is okay. Again, just look at this scene while this music is a play. Look at this scene while this music is a play. It's honestly something funny about them dancing to this music. This scene with different genres of music would be so good, actually. My wife told you she calls me a 1-inch wonder. That's I'm gonna pull the racism card. What have you walked into? Oh yeah, sorry. An explanation of what is fentanyl. You know what? Let me just play like a tiny snippet of the song so you all know what is fentanyl. Because when I found fentanyl, I thought it was like I thought it was a funny way of saying the hormones. You know what I mean? Because when you're I forget the actual term, but like when you're transitioning between genders, you do actually have to take the hormones. Well, I mean, you can choose to, but it's like what I've learned is that you can choose to, or you can not choose to. And so, what I thought it was a name for that for the hormones that you would take. But it's actually an artist, and their music is really good. So but also just fair warning, it's very it's very crazy. Holy God, that the song is crazy. Also, I have to be a bit sorry. I have to go open the door really quick. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that. I also was given a sandwich, so I'm gonna eat the sandwich as well. But yeah, Fentanyl is basically that song. Is anything built on my house on that map yet? I'm gonna stop you right there. The interesting thing about that song is that it's the type of song that you would see and feel in a club, but it's not a club song. I don't know how to explain this, but let me explain once I catch my breath. Sorry, I had to run really quickly to make it back in time. Club songs have this certain quality about them where it's just noise. You can't say that I'm wrong because if you've ever been to a club, it's the most boring experience ever because the dance floor does not pop off, okay? The DJs of today are a dying group. You need to be on the drugs to enjoy it. Yes, because and it's not because the music is necessarily bad. It's because the music has no meaning behind it. It is just a series of interesting sounding bits of noise that's designed to make you feel a certain way, right? But not feel in a way as in for you to be able to hear it. So dubstep, no, because dubstep is very different. I think if you've never heard good dubstep, then you won't know. But good dubstep actually does sound really good. Skrillex's new album, actually, his new album where he has a lot of his early dubstep influences is is surprisingly a good example of what it feels like to listen to dubstep that isn't just noise. It's very, very different. Basically, club music that I'm talking about, like it's. Don't think of it as any particular genre of music. You have to realize that club music is not any particular genre. Club music is just emptiness. It's just sadness. Like it's actually sadness. You also have a sandwich. You know what? You can join me as I take my first bite of my sandwich. Mmm, it's really good. That's what I thought it would be. Fentanyl is not that, but fentanyl has a lot of similarities in that the type of audience that would listen to it would only be at a club. It's a bit weird. It's a type of song you can't listen to at home, because at home, and this is the funny thing about people listening to those songs at home, is that nobody is doing anything nearly as insane at home as they would believe that they need this music for. It's like people who go to the gym listening to like, you know, crazy songs or like heavy metal. Like all you're doing is you're lifting a bar up and down, right? It's not that complicated, yeah? If you were a soldier or something going into battle, I think I'd be more happy with you listening to heavy metal or something, because it would fit the vibe, right? Like I'm trying to get to this angle where it's like a lot of this music I can't imagine somebody listening to in a normal basis, because it sounds so cool, but all you're doing is sitting in your chair, slightly shaking left after right. And so you're missing something from, I think, the intended experience, which is you have to be in a space that looks like the club from Blade, and you have to be dancing with other people, and you have to go and like shake your heart out, babe. Basically, that's what it feels like. Whereas like this song, if you just listen to it at home, it sounds really good. Like there's actually a lot of artistry to it, and it's not just noise. But because it's so intense and because the noise level is so high, it's like it really does feel like you can't listen to it at home without looking funny. Basically, is what I'm trying to say. But really solid song. I actually like their entire discography. So if you go to Fentanyl and just go to YouTube, and they have a whole channel, their entire discography, which is, it's crazy that it's only been like what, a handful of years, maybe really only like 2 years, is fantastic. Like actually very good. All of their songs are extremely good, and the newest one is also really good. But you do need to be in a certain mindset for it. But yeah. As to this place, I've been scouring this every single day trying to find some new things to learn about, because if it showed me fentanyl, there has to be something better. The problem is that every time you go a little bit too far, you just get a little bit more nudity somewhere. Where's that sexy titty again? Where's that sexy titty again? Shelburne, Cookstown, Newmarket. Maybe it was in New... What? Twitch.tv/Sanchovies. How many people live in Toronto? Hot, great, peak, my queen. Anyway, so again, on today's schedule, I'm gonna eat my pizza slice or my sandwich slice really quick. I got two actually. They gave me a pizza slice and the sandwich, so I'm gonna eat my Vietnamese sandwich really quick. I'm gonna eat my pizza slice really quick. We're gonna go into a Deltarune fan game, which is somehow based on this stupid meme that I found randomly. So we now get a continuation of this stupid meme. Pizza sandwich. Okay. I think a pizza is just a sandwich that has been opened up, because if you fold the pizza in half, what ends up happening is that all the meat stays inside, and you basically get a sandwich. Like it has all the fillings of a sandwich, and it's bread on the outside. So how is it not a sandwich? But every time I say that, people get mad at me. What does that make a calzone? You're one of the people who gets mad at me for saying that. Is hot dog a sandwich? Yes. I think hot dogs are a sandwich. You can't convince me otherwise, because you also put sauce on top of the meat. What sandwich have you ever eaten that doesn't have sauce on top of the meat? There's always something like that. Hot dog is a hot dog. No, you're not getting it. Hot dog is a sandwich, okay? What does that make a calzone? A calzone is just a sandwich. You can't fool me into believing that a calzone is not a sandwich. Because this is a big titty picture in the making. Look. a calzone is just a pizza folded in half. But when you fold a pizza in half, it becomes a sandwich. And so a pizza is just an unrolled sandwich. In fact, apparently the New York style of eating food is you fold your pizza in half to eat it like a sandwich. And so to me, if that's a default in what seems like the homeland of pizza, I know it's crazy to say, because it's like pretty sure it comes from Italy or something, but New York is like the closest for us. Okay? Then it totally makes sense that you could consider it as a sandwich. It's a hoo-ha from Fire Emblem Awakening. Tharja, Fire Emblem Awakening. Well, you know what? There's a lot of big titty characters in Fire Emblem. All music is noise and everything is a sandwich. I've heard of someone say that once, where like all music is noise to them, and I do sort of wonder how they go through their lives because I do sort of wonder how it translates in their head and how they can't understand the structure. But at the same time, I remember distinctly. I have a memory of being in elementary school. Okay, and I remember we were doing one of those like really like weird class activities where it's like, okay, everyone clap on beat for the band class, right? And I remember specifically my classmate. He could not clap on time. Like everybody else would be clapping roughly on time, and like some of us would be really good. But this kid was just so off that it was like he was hearing something else entirely, and he just kept on saying, I don't get it, I don't get it. He like burst into tears. It was a very funny moment, honestly, which is like bad to say because it's like, you know, this like poor child is trying their best, and they're like bursting into tears because everyone's staring at them and getting mad at them because they can't clap to the beat. And so it's like psychological torture for a child, but holy shit, was it funny. But yeah, he was extremely bad at clapping on the beat. And it's people like that I wonder, how do they go through life never being able to do stuff like that? Like it's fascinating how they're able to go through life and they're never able to, like, I guess, like, connect with the sounds around them. However, I'm not judging. I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying, well, I am judging. I'm saying that you're missing out, basically. Ella Child, get wrecked. Okay, BRB, eat my quick sandwich really quick. We'll be right back with some games. It's like some people don't have an inner monologue. Yes, okay, you know what? I'll eat as I talk. It'll be like a mukbang, right? You like that? Yummy. Yummy. So ooey gooey. Oh, yeah. Yeah, some people don't have an inner monologue, which also scares me because how do you not talk to yourself? Not that you should talk to yourself, but I wonder how people express thoughts, especially complex thoughts. Like, because that's for a lot of complex thoughts. Why don't you have a TTV emote for your name? You can choose one. If you want a Twitch TV emote for your name, any chat member, if you want one, find an emote that you want to use for your name. Let me know and I'll add it for your name. Any chat member. When you have a thought, I find myself thinking about things, like visualizing it, going through it. Like there's different aspects that, or like there's different techniques that I use to go through the process of thinking about something. I go through a lot of different motions to get to a certain idea. Because the way that I parse information might be, it might be visual, it might be audio, it might be both. Didn't you say someone else has to give you the nickname? Oh yeah, right. Okay, fine. Everyone, choose an emote that you think fits best for Nagi. And everyone, choose an emote that you think fits best for Moro Dragon Kun. Moro Doragon Kun. I never said your name, so I never practiced. I never got time to practice. But because of that, imagine not being able to talk to yourself. I feel like don't you lose the visual or like the audio version? Sorry, the audio version of your thinking process, because then it's like you're not able to have a conversation. You're not able to like talk to yourself about these things. You're not able to imagine how things go. At the very least, right? You won't ever imagine or do the thing where you go through the scenario in your mind and you're trying to like predict what they're going to say, only for them to say something completely different, and then you're left standing. Okay, you will never have to do that, and so you're basically free from that problem entirely because you can't think of words. But how then do those people think, and how far does their thinking go? Like, if it's true that over 50% of the population has no inner monologue, and that hampers your ability to come to certain thoughtful conclusions, does that mean that those people are doing nothing? You know what I mean? They're all right. Well, it's not like they're dead. You know what I mean? But being alive is very different from like living. Oh, you meant about the cat? Sorry. Moro is fine. Okay, sorry. Yeah. But yeah, it's fascinating to like think of like that, because then what do they do? And then it's like, how do they even think about things? How do they do things? Will they ever succeed or like go further in life? Which you don't have to, but at the same time, you kind of do within the way that a society is currently structured, right? What happens when they're faced with an unknown situation, Are they going through the motions, or are they actually formulating something? Like, it's fascinating. You think a guy at your work has no inner monologue, and you're just waiting for the days to get him hired, for him to get fired. He's terrible at completing tasks. I like how you don't know that he doesn't have an inner monologue. You just assume that he has an inner monologue because he's bad at what he does. Like, this is basically the same thing that we've gone through in like different ways that have been pretty problematic. But I'm gonna say, yeah, you know what? I've had that thought too. Hello, chatter. Okay, choose a emote. Everyone choose an emote for Moro, and then everyone choose an emote for Yuki. I need to find. There's another monkey emote that's currently blocking this monkey emote. Give me a second. How do I find the existing monkey emote that's blocking this? Oh wait, I found it. Okay, so we have a new monkey emote. Oh wait, but I'm stupid. No. I can keep this as the monkey emote, and I just need to rename this one into Nagi. Right. I'm keeping this one. This is a good emote. Look at them go. You get you get this. So you get Nagi. You get with capitalization. Here we go. Enjoy your new emote name, chat. So now anyone who types your name will show that emote, except for the @ symbol, because I don't know how to do the @ symbol stuff. Yeah, if any of you have no inner monologue, please let me know. I need to talk to somebody who has no inner monologue, and then I need to test them in the same way that you would test like a bird. Like, I want to do like a crow test where it's like, okay, you have a square, or you have a rectangle, you have a stick, and the stick can only fit in sideways or something, right? And then I want to see you figure out how to get the stick inside the hole, or like a barbell. It's more of how he can't figure out logical tasks, and some research involved, and still says he's doing a good job when he keeps making mistakes. You know what? For people like that, not to say that you should do this, but the best way that I've been able to get people like that away from me is I stop helping them. The best way that I found to deal with people like that is I stop helping them, and I leave them to their own devices, because it makes my life harder if I have to help them. Not that I don't think people shouldn't help each other, but on the baseline, it's like you have to help yourself too, right? And this is all office politics stuff, but like, if you really want to get rid of somebody, the best way to get rid of someone is to stop helping them and let their failures almost just keep compounding, right? At that point, no one can say otherwise. But he's a financial liability. Screw something up if you leave him alone. But screw something up for who? You think about financial liability for whom, and screw something up for who. If it can never go back to you, and it only affects you and the business, then that's on him. People getting paid correctly, perfect. That's even better, because when they audit you, they're going to go, okay, you're doing well. But when they audit them, they're going to go, this person needs to lose their accounting license. I'm a genius. Here's the emote from Moro. Okay, I'm going to type your full name. Moro Dragon Kun. Moro Dragon Kun. Good luck. I hope I got it right. It looks right. But yeah, it is funny to think about that, like, this person is a part of the payroll team, because that's kind of scary, actually. At least on, like, let's say, like, a tech team, right? The splash zone of your mistakes on the tech team is typically only able to, like, it's typically only enough to really hurt the tech team. Like, you get less budget because you blew too much of it, right? Well, I mean, sometimes a tech team can make a company go broke, like the investment. Like the investment firm Knights Capital, where their one tech team made them go bankrupt from, I think, a couple $1 billion in a single day because they made bad trades. And that can happen, sure. But for the most part, the splash zone of that is like fairly straightforward. You rarely get into situations where tech can blow something up so bad that everyone loses out, right? But for like payroll stuff, it's like, I feel like if you're not a good lawyer or you're not a good accountant, everything goes to shit, because it's very difficult for you to not affect somebody else. Can you ask a question to derail my thought process, or give me a shout when you can? How about you do that thing? Okay, I'm gonna show you a website called Don't Say Hello or something. No hello. Okay, go to nohello.net. Here, I'm gonna show you this one website that will tell you why you should never do what you just did. No, hey, please don't just say hello in chat. Imagine calling someone on the phone, going hello, and then putting them on hold. Facepalm. You might as well just say what you're saying. Don't do this. Hi. Question mark? What time was the thing again? Oh, 3:30, mates. Instead, try this. Hiya. What time was the thing? Hey, 3:30. Okay, bye. See you. Please don't get mad at the person who sent you here. What mad? No. This is what you have to be. This is completely serious. Okay? If you do the hello thing, you just want to ask something, but you seem busy. Okay, I'm gonna stop listening to you because now you're doing it on purpose. You send payments based on people's commission, so it'll be a huge mess for him to do anything. Ooh, you wouldn't happen to work at a certain VTuber agency, would you? You wouldn't happen to work at a certain VTuber agency, would you? Double down. He's doubling down. The more he doubles down, the more that I ignore him. Like I'm gonna consciously ignore everything that Doggy says now because he's being annoying. But yeah, if you work at a certain VTuber agency, it's already too late, and you know what? V Shoujo blew up, right? So it's probably okay for you to not give people money. But that's pretty scary, yeah. Look, don't cry about it. I'm just saying you had your chance, right? Just ask you a question, because it doesn't matter when you ask your question. Every time is a bad time, because everyone derails me like left and right center. There's nothing stopping you from derailing you. Can you ask you a question? You're all on thin ice. All of you are on thin ice. Every single one of you. Just wanted to ask if I was interested in the Battlefield 6 beta. I am. I actually played a bit of it before it died. And you also asked, well, you're all on thin ice. You're all on thin ice. Everyone ask your questions. Go. This is a Q&A time, okay? You had a good, nice Q&A time as I ate some pizza. This is a really good pizza. Wow. Really, really good. Actually, it's my second slice. It's back up again this weekend. What? Really? What did I plan for this weekend? Let's see. Go Discord. This weekend. Oh yeah, sorry. The future schedule stuff too. I also need to let you all know. It's Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. I think I'm gone. Maybe until Wednesday too, because I'm going to be with my wife. Saturday. If you want to join in, Saturday. No, not Saturday. The day that I'm back on Thursday. So the upcoming Thursday. What is it? The upcoming Thursday, not today Thursday, but the upcoming Thursday, we're going to be doing Sven Co-op. So you have to download Sven Co-op and you can join it. It's a free game on Steam. It's really fun, and I'm sure you all have a great time. Sorry, I'm so much food. You just asked your question, so you're good now. I hate you. You really enjoyed the last test. Wait, really? Wow, it's back today already? Wait, what? Today? On Thursday? Well, unfortunately, I won't be able to play on stream. Because I also don't like playing that's a game on stream. There's like not that it's a bad stream game, but at least for me, I'm not super into playing shooter games on stream. Because a lot of shooter games can end up being like pure silence and then action for 5 minutes and then pure silence. Not that that's not like how most streams go, but you know, at least for me, I need something that keeps me more entertained. Otherwise, my brain sort of turns off and I'm no longer doing something. So, I smell. Me, you, on the range right now, okay? Real range, real gun. Anyways, BRB, I'll be back in 3 minutes. I'm gonna finish the food really quick, and we'll get started playing some games. BRB. There's one last thing that we need to do before we move on. One final thing. Here we go. We do this one. Then we do this one. Then we do this one. What? Command name already exists? Wait, where's the hello? There we go. Okay, forget the honor. We're gonna go over this now. Everyone, type hello. We're gonna move on now into the meme game, the shitty meme game that is somehow taking the internet by storm. I didn't realize how popular Deltarune was until we saw the wplace. But boy, oh boy, is it popular, to the point where this meme has apparently transcended its original form to become its own genre of game. So, give me a moment to set things up, and hopefully you enjoy this one, because I have no clue what to expect. I have zero clue. All I know is that the version we played on Newgrounds was a facsimile of the actual experience that we're about to see. What a great game. We're gonna move on to the actual game of today. Sorry, that segment took way too long. I need to get coffee for this one though, because this one is actually the one that I've been waiting for a while, and this one requires me to get some coffee for me to do it because we're gonna be stuck here for a very long time. I was saving my coffee drinking for this very moment. So the game was about running a kid over with a truck. Is there a way to say it in a can we say it in a way that doesn't incriminate me? But yes, I'll be right back. You wonder if you'll ever get to see the stick avatar again. Well, soon actually. I need to. Sorry, it's just kind of. I don't know how to say this. I had zero time to work at anything very nice. I only have about let's say 8 hours a day to myself. Well, sometimes even less than that 6, right? It's why streams nowadays are like 5 hours mostly. They don't really go too long. So when I'm done stream, I have to upload things, and then I have maybe like 1 or 2 hours to get things done slowly. The rest of the time, I'm busy with responsibilities, obligations, most of the time work, but also just a lot of the time to taking care of family. So for me, at least, the new avatar is coming soon. The old avatar is I actually was able to recover it, so it does work again. But I'm also moving to a new setup that involves like a phone scanner, which apparently has better quality of tracking, and I really want to see it work on something. So we're actually going to try it at some point soon, but it's going to take some time for me to get to that point because I don't have any time to work on that stuff and finalize it. It's why everything's coming slowly. It's why I talked about Sven Co-op 2 months ago, and we're only starting to do it now on the coming Thursday because it took me so long to actually check out how to provision a server, like test the things I need to test to make sure that nobody's IP leaks, right? Like it took a lot of effort for me to get to that point. Now that we're here, it's doable, but it's sort of like a painful process where I need to learn exactly how long these things take. Excuses, work harder. I'm working as fast as I can. Great game. I'm gonna spend some time practicing that off stream. Bye everyone. Have a great day. I only had like 4 or 5 hours today, so we'll be back tomorrow with I forget what we're doing tomorrow. Oh yeah, Dream Daddy. I wanted to do parenting stuff tomorrow, and I don't know why. I just really felt like I wanted to do parenting stuff tomorrow. I've been dealing with some parenting issues, as in like I'm the parent-ish kind of in a way. So playing that game, I'm hoping is catharsis because in a way, games feel like a form of therapy depending on the topic, and it feels kind of nice because I don't know how to explain this. Some feelings you can only really get from going through them again, but not everything sort of allows you to go through it again. So at least the virtual world sort of gives you that space. So it's going to be another sort of semi-personal day, but also I'm actually very curious to see how much of a dream daddy we can be tomorrow. As well, we'll be doing the movie. So the climbing movie is actually still being done by me off stream. It's actually one of the things I can do within my 8 hours of stuff because it's like a thing I can do in between takes, right? And I'll show you some updates on the rest of the story that I've planned out so far and like the various different bits of storyboarding that I've done because I've been really deep into trying to make this thing like a real movie/story, okay? Thank you all for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow. Have a great day and go follow whoever, go watch whoever. I actually don't know who is on. Can I raid anyone? Is there anybody that I can raid in this quietness? No, don't autoplay. No. Hey, we can raid Athel. We can raid Athel and Red. They're currently playing Yakuza like a boss. Like a dragon, sorry. Yakuza like a dragon. It's Red, actually. Red is playing it today. Bye, everyone. Have a great day. Athel and Red. The stream message is... I don't know what the stream message is supposed to be. Can you just like say like bongo my cat or something? Does that make sense? Bongo my cat, bongo tap, bongo my cat, bongo tap. Here, I don't know. Just I don't know how to do stream raid messages. Okay, just say that when they show up, when you show up, and hopefully they'll understand what's happening. Bye everyone. Have a good day.